The Best presents General and State Elections in Malaysian History.
The 12th general and state elections in Malaysian history took place on the 21st of March 2004. In the biggest news, on the 23rd of October 2003, Mahathir Mohamad finally resigned from the premiership, and his deputy Abdullah Badawi Ahmad, or Pakla for short, was sworn in as the 5th Prime Minister of Malaysia, with Najib Razak, yes, that Najib Razak, being appointed the 9th Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia. Immediately, Badawi wished to differentiate himself from Mahathir, promising institutional reforms in terms of cracking down on corruption and also reducing the mega projects started under Mahathir's tenure, which many in the Malaysian public deemed wasteful spending. He also created a new form of Islam known as Islam Hadhari, or civilizational Islam, in which the core principle was to not only increase people's faith in Allah, but also to develop the country, lift people out of poverty, and provide better economic opportunities and growth for the people of Malaysia. This proved not only popular with the non-Muslims, which obviously like development, but also the Muslim Malays, due to the contrast with Pas's version of Islam, which seemed to almost sacrifice development in favor of furthering Islam. He also differentiated himself from Mahathir in his style of governance and campaigning. He liked to portray himself as a sort of non-confrontational governor, in contrast to Mahathir's more authoritarian or even dictatorial style of governance. In fact, in the campaign, he made sure to focus more on positive campaigning. His key message in the campaign was clean, soft, and kind, wanting to focus more on the coalition's achievements and also just positive campaigning overall, showing ads of him feeding, hugging the homeless, the orphans, the elderly, all in an attempt to boost his popularity, which greatly worked, as not only did the traditional BN base support him, but also the non-Malays as well. Meanwhile, the opposition seemed radicalized and divided. This was because of the 9/11 attacks on the United States, which took place on the 11th of September 2001, in which, allegedly, a radical Islamist terrorist group by the name of Al-Qaeda crashed planes into various important buildings in the United States, including the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. This led to a global sentiment against radical Islamism, which boded very poorly for PAS. Alongside that, this was one of the reasons in which the DAP actually withdrew from Barisan Alternative. The other reason was that many of its leaders faced huge losses, including the party's own leader, Lim Kit Siang. As such, the DAP fielded a new leader known as Kirk Kim Hock. And in terms of another change in leadership for the opposition, past President Fazil Noor sadly passed away in 2002, and so he was replaced by his deputy, Abdul Hadi Awang. And while Noor was considered a more moderate Islamist, Abdul Hadi Awang was seen as a more radical Islamist, which boded very poorly in this national environment. In terms of other changes in the opposition, Parti Rakyat Malaysia and Keadilan decided to merge, becoming Parti Keadilan Rakyat, or the People's Justice Party, or PKR for short, with Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, Anwar's wife, still remaining the PKR president. Now, while the opposition was divided, BN actually seemed much more united, as the Chinese parties in BN, mainly MCA and Gerakan, actually decided to even hold Chinese New Year events together and hold unity events together to show that the coalition was more united than the opposition. On top of all that, there was also new electoral delineation in 2002, not only redrawing the constituency map for the parliamentary seats in Malaysia, but also adding new seats to the Dewan Rakyat, bringing the total up to 219 seats, with 110 seats needed for a majority. And to add to all of that, there was a very short 8-day campaign period, meaning all the parties and candidates could only participate for 8 days. This very short campaign period seek to aid the government due to their vast amount of resources and control over the media outlets. So, when you consider all these factors, a new popular prime minister and leader, a divided opposition, a global sentiment against radical Islamism, the new electoral boundaries, which obviously benefited the government, because why wouldn't they, and the very short 8-day campaign period, alongside the control over the resources and the media outlets, it seemed as if BN was slated to win a huge majority in this election. But let us see if that is true with the results. Holy shit! BN won a massive landslide, winning 198 seats and 63.8% of the popular vote. DAP came in second place with just 12 seats and 9.9% of the popular vote, while Barisan Alternatif came in an embarrassing third place, winning just 8 seats and 24% of the popular vote. Meanwhile, state governments were just as lopsided. However, Barisan Alternatif was able to maintain control over the state of Kelantan, narrowly, winning 24 seats to BN's 21 seats. And so, Tok Guru Nik Aziz remained the Menteri Besar of Kelantan. However, the luck was not the same for Terengganu, as BN won 28 seats to Barisan Alternatif's 4 seats. And so, on the 25th of March 2004, Idris Jusoh was sworn in as the new Menteri Besar of Terengganu. Now for Penang, BN won 38 seats, while Barisan Alternatif won just 1 seat and the DAP won another 1 seat, and so Koh Su Kun remained the Chief Minister of Penang. For Perlis, BN won 14 seats, while Barisan Alternatif won just 1 seat, and so Shahidan Kasim remained the Menteri Besar of Perlis. For Kedah, BN won 31 seats, while Barisan Alternatif won just 5 seats, and so Syed Razak Syed Zain Barakbah remained the Menteri Besar of Kedah. For Perak, BN won 52 seats, while the DAP won 7 seats, and so Tajoh Rosli Muhammad Ghazali remained the Menteri Besar of Perak. For Pahang, BN won 41 seats, while Barisan Alternatif won just 1 seat, and so Adnan Yaakob remained the Menteri Besar of Pahang. For Selangor, BN won 52 seats, while the DAP won 2 seats, and so Muhammad Kir Toyo remained the Menteri Besar of Selangor, having been previously appointed on the 18th of August 2000. For Negeri Sembilan, BN won 34 seats, while DAP won 2 seats, and so on the 25th of March 2004, Muhammad Hassan, short for Tokmat, you better remember that because he's going to be important later, was sworn in as the Menteri Besar of Negeri Sembilan. For Malacca, BN won 26 seats, while the DAP won just 2, and so Muhammad Ali Rustam remained the Chief Minister of Malacca. For Johor, BN won 55 seats, while BA won just a singular seat, and so Abdul Ghani Othman remained the Menteri Besar of Johor. For Sabah, BN won 59 seats, while one independent won a seat, and so Musa Aman remained the Menteri Besar of Sabah, having been previously sworn in on the 27th of March 2003. Meanwhile, for Sarawak, their state election was actually held on the 27th of September 2001, and in that election, BN won 60 seats, while the DAP won 1 seat, and one independent won a seat, and so Abdul Taib Mahmud remained the Chief Minister of Sarawak. These results indicated a huge mandate for Pakla to govern, and also indicated a very large setback for the opposition. In fact, in the aftermath of these elections, Barisan Alternatif would be dissolved. However, it wasn't all doom and gloom for the opposition, as later that year, Anwar Ibrahim, the former Deputy Prime Minister and the man who sparked the Reformasi movement in the first place, would be released from prison. However, he was under a 4-year ban from politics under the Malaysian Constitution, which states that, if you were incarcerated for a certain amount of time or a certain fine, you are hereby banned from politics for a certain amount of time, this time being 4 years. So, at least they had him back, but with such a popular new government and such a sweeping mandate, it seemed as if Barisan Nasional was truly untouchable now. Or are they? We'll see in the next election, guys. This is the best. Goodbye.